but I need you to answer
No,
yes or no.
but could you stop yelling at me like I'm your child or something? I'm not your child.
You are not.
You talking aggressive to me. You don't intimidate me. All them guys over here. So if you would have came to me and asked me that, I'd have told you the same thing. What if they was in my face or not in my face? I'm not scared of them or you.
With, do you understand
Now
that you said?
Now you thinking this stuff funny.
No, sir, I don't. Mm-mm.
You do.
Do you understand?
Because I know your question ain't funny.
It is not.
So what you laughing for?
And I'm not asking you what. I'm asking you, did you?
She just said I had to share it.
She said, I apologize.
Don't holler at me. I ain't your
child.
child. Could I take a break?
If you're new, make sure y'all hit that notification bell, that like, share, comment, and subscribe. Grab a seat. We finna dig deep. What's up, YouTube family? Welcome to the channel. And as always, definitely appreciate you for tuning in. Now, of course, before we dive straight in, y'all definitely make sure you smash that like button and definitely hit that subscribe button. Definitely helps the channel grow and allows me to continue bringing you this content daily. Now, by the end of this video, you're definitely going to see how the state, the DA, and possibly even Montoon's lawyer actually played them when they came to this plea deal. Now, as we've seen, anything that the state actually comes to offer, whether it's evidence or information, it always comes with a catch-22. And unfortunately for Montoon, his is actually a 30+5. Now, due to the state's pattern of behaviors, we knew this witness was either going to be impeached or become an actual target from the state because of that plea. But here's the catch. Is Montoon really in violation of his plea? Or will Love actually let her emotions get the best of her and be plopping in that squeaky seat? Y'all definitely make sure y'all stick around to the end and see how everything played out. Will Montoon violate that plea or will he actually go free? And as always, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Y'all know the vibes. Grab a seat. We finna dig.
Before signing the plea agreement that you signed on December 28, 2022.
Yes.
Do you recall being asked if you felt pressure to sign that plea agreement?
Yes, I think so.
Do you recall being asked whether you felt intimidated to sign that plea agreement?
I don't recall that one.
Okay. I'll ask you, were you intimidated by the state into signing that plea agreement?
Was I intimidated?
Were you intimidated?
I wouldn't say I was intimidated. I was basically like, I just feel like it was forced on me at the time. I wasn't intimidated by it.
It was forced on you. We're going to come back to that word force, okay?
Yeah.
So as you see, Miss Love comes in hot, ready, and unprepared. Not to mention late. But with Montoon, comes out and wastes no time, saying that he was actually forced into this plea. Now Miss Love is definitely not gonna hide this by any means, so you know she about to turn up. Now the interesting thing is that with every witness that we've seen, why does it not seem like they all do the same thing when it comes to the state and these pleas? Let's dig.
Do you recall on direct examination when I was asking you questions, do you recall you first mentioning something about the fact that your mom, unfortunately, had become ill? Do you remember that?
Yes.
Do you recall telling me not to speak on her?
I said I didn't want to talk about her.
Do you recall Mr. Steele asking you about her multiple times?
Yes.
Did you have any problem with him talking about her?
No, because me and my lawyer had discussed, don't even get frustrated about it.
So is your testimony that?
Yes, he just told me to stay focused in.
Okay. All right.
Even with you, he just say stay focused in. Answer the questions.
And tell the truth?
Yes.
All right. When you say you felt forced, would you please tell the jury who it was that forced you to sign, or who you felt forced you, if anyone in particular, to sign anything on December 28, 2022?
I'd say the state, because when I addressed it and tried to change situations, they wouldn't change them. So.
And it's still your testimony. Is it still your testimony that there were things that you wanted changed that you did not get changed? Is that still your testimony?
Objection asked and answered.
Overruled.
Could you repeat it?
Is it still your testimony that there were things you wanted changed in this plea agreement that you did not get changed?
Judge. Your Honor, can I talk to my lawyer right fast?
You may.
No, I won't.
All right, let's just take a recess.
Man, y'all feel that pressure? Now with Montoon dropping that information saying that he was forced into this plea, y'all seen the energy in the room shift? Miss Love's body energy, her body language. Did you see it shift? Now, will Miss Love actually be able to keep her cool right here in front of the jury? Because don't forget, everybody's watching. Or is this actually the calm before the storm? Let's dig.
When you spoke with the police back in 2015, did you tell the police any of those things that you told your friend, Defendant Williams' attorney, and your friend, Defendant Stillwell's attorney, when they asked you questions on cross? Did you tell the police any of that stuff?
I don't think they asked me nothing like that.
You
I don't
think
recall. I don't recall them asking me nothing like that. You said the police?
Yes, sir.
I don't recall them asking me nothing like that. What Mr. Steele asked me.
Do you recall Mr. Steele asking you about that drive-by shooting?
Oh yes.
Do you recall the police asking you about that drive-by shooting?
Yes.
How much information did you give the police about that drive-by shooting?
I told the police it wasn't true.
Okay. Now, okay, so, and when I asked you on direct examination about that drive-by shooting, what did you tell me about that drive-by shooting?
I don't recall. You can refresh my memory.
Do you recall me asking you what you did before that shooting?
I don't recall it though.
Do you recall me asking you how did that shooting happen? Yes. I can show you. I can respond.
Overruled.
That you dropped off Quindarius Zachary and Demekion Garlington and left and don't know what they did after you left?
I don't recall it.
Okay. Do you recall me asking you about another house getting shot up on Drew Drive after the house on Adele getting shot up?
I don't know in what article. I don't know the addresses.
Do you recall me asking you about whether you saw or participated in any other house getting shot up other than the house off MLK on Adele Drive? Do you recall me asking you that?
I don't recall.
So do you not recall as well telling me that you didn't see any house get shot up?
I don't recall me telling you that I seen a house get shot. I don't recall.
Now, what I just heard you say is, I don't recall me.
Me telling you that.
You don't recall you telling me what, sir?
I just don't recall me though. I don't recall.
What is it that you don't recall? I'm sorry, I need the jury to know.
I don't recall.
What don't you recall?
I don't recall. I don't recall. You've been pressuring me so much, it's like, I don't even be remembering a lot of stuff you saying.
Now, Miss Love is up here like a mad mother. Like, this is crazy. Look at her body language. She walking the floor. She pacing in circle. Nerves bad. Butt cheeks tight. Tapping the desk. Like, is she about to lose her cool? But she really, really want to convict him and take that plea. Y'all know the vibes, man. Let's dig. Yo, stop what you're doing real quick. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It's free. Hit the like button. Share the video. Hit the like button. Let's dig.
Was your friend, Mr. Stillwell, here in court with you on December 28, 2022?
No.
Was your friend, Defendant Williams, here in court with you on December 28, 2022?
No.
Was your friend, Defendant Kendrick, here in court with you on December 28, 2022?
No.
Was the lawyer for your friend, Mr. Williams, here in court with you on December 28, 2022?
No.
Was the lawyer for your friend, Mr. Stillwell, here in court with you on December 28, 2022?
No.
Was the lawyer for your friend, Mr. Kendrick, here
Objection.
in court with you on December? The
I'm
objection.
saying, why you
Hold on,
raising-
Mr.
Relevance to whether I was in attendance at the time he took his plea.
Your Honor,
Overruled.
was the lawyer for your friend, Mr. Kendrick, here in court with you on December 28,
Well-
2022? You can answer first, and I will let you explain, but I need you to answer
No.
yes or no.
But could you stop yelling at me like I'm your child or something? I'm not your child.
You are not.
You talking aggressive to me. You don't intimidate me. All them guys over here. So if you would have came to me and asked me that, I'd have told you the same thing. What if they was in my face or not in my face? I'm not scared of them or you.
I don't want you to be.
Well, that's what you acting like it. That's what
Okay.
you acting like you're trying to pay.
So do you want me to bring my voice down? And I apologize if
Don't
it
holler at
sounds
me.
like
I
I'm
ain't your
yelling.
child. Could I take a break? Y'all on the call.
No, we've had so many breaks this
Yeah,
morning. We
'cause
really need to get
I'm-
through this.
Now, even if Miss Love did have the upper hand, here is where she actually fumbled the ball. Because her, being in her profession and her position, not only should she, but she's also expected to have more and show more emotional intelligence and awareness than she's actually displaying in front of the jury. Let that sink in. Let's dig.
On last week when I asked you specifically about portions of what you agreed to, and for you to tell me if any part of it you're now testifying is false, to label it false, and if any part of it, if it's all true, to tell me it's true. Do you remember me having that conversation with you?
I remember the conversation, but you had put so much on, I don't even recall what went on.
Do you remember me putting in front of you State's Exhibit 447Y? And
Yes. Oh, okay. Right. Whether he remembers it or not is not really the relevant matter.
Oh, God.
all right. 1AS, did you testify that number 3 under defendant's factual acknowledgments is not entirely true?
No, I didn't say it was not entirely true. I think I remember I said the part of the support of YSL, and you put Care as a robber gang member. I told you I didn't even know he was that gang at the time. And if I made a mistake anywhere else, I made a mistake.
All right. Do you remember me putting, now I have to ask, do you remember, Your Honor? Do you remember me putting State's Exhibit 444Y in front of you?
I remember you putting all these papers in front of me, but I don't like.
Do you remember me asking you to go over each number, and if one of it is true or one of it,
Oh, no,
do you remember me asking you that if all of the statement is true, to tell me and label it true, but that if any of it is not true, to call it false? Do you remember that?
I don't recall that, Ms. Love. Like I told you, you've been confusing me for so many days. You've been confusing me since I've been on this stand. So I don't know, like now, you jump from one thing to another thing. My brain don't move as fast as probably yours. I might don't learn as quick as you do. So I don't remember all this stuff. You putting all these papers in front of me ain't gonna make me remember.
Okay. All right.
You do. So I don't remember all this stuff. You putting all these papers in front of me ain't gonna make me remember.
Okay. All right.
So whatever you trying to get to, get to.
All right. We're just getting to the questions. So on cross-examination, the witness was asked whether he was allowed to craft this, whether they were his words, whether he understood them, whether he felt compelled to.
I recall.
And so what I'm asking now, and he was also asked on cross whether he felt between a rock and a hard place.
I already answered that question.
So what is it that you
And-
want to ask him?
I believe that he testified on cross that one part was feeling between the state and the other was Fulton County Jail or going back to jail. So I'm asking him about his sentencing acknowledgments and what he has stated or agreed to within the sentencing acknowledgments and how that squares with his rock and hard place on December 28, 2022.
Okay, then ask him that, how those acknowledgments square with his rock and a hard place.
I don't think that's going to get a quick answer, but I'll ask. Okay, so Mr. Sledge, how do your sentencing acknowledgments square with? Do you understand that you
Now you
said?
thinking this stuff funny.
No, sir, I don't.
We all recall.
You do.
Do you
laugh.
understand?
Because I know your question ain't funny.
It is not.
So what you laughing
Matter.
for?
More
Mr.
angry.
Sledge, do you recall
Your Honor.
with Mr. Sharp as far as coming in here and testifying to something different than what you put in the factual acknowledgments?
I came, from my understanding, I would be able to explain the things that you wouldn't change. That was from my understanding.
Okay.
So now I'm in here testifying my truth and not what you put on paper and your answer. These is not my answers on this paperwork. Yeah, I did sign it, but if you would have came to me personally, like I think you should have did, and asked me this yourself, I would have told you no.
Did
At first, my tongue was actually doing good. I was actually believing, like, okay, he was forced, he was coerced. And then this man just sat here and really said, I would have told you no.
Was she big mad?
Man, you was not finna sit in jail, bro. Like, not saying that you wasn't forced or coerced, but you wasn't finna sit in jail. Man, stop the cap. Let's dig.
did you testify that lay low were my words and not yours when I asked you on direct examination about defendant Williams giving YSL members money to lay low after the murder of Donovan Thomas?
When you asked me at that meeting, I told you he couldn't have gave YSL money to lay low because I'm the only one that stayed in Atlanta. I told you he gave me money to get out of harm's way. I borrowed $300.
I'm talking about in court last week. Do you remember saying, I didn't say lay low, those were your words?
Them is your word. I didn't say lay low.
Do
That
you
was
remember-
already on this paper. I never used the word lay low to you not one time. All this stuff that you trying to say, it was already on the paper. You changed certain things and then we agreed. And then I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't even want to say that. I got another paper that's saying you changed number 8. It went from one thing to another thing. You don't want to red flag that.
No, I do. Actually.
Okay.
So thank you.
Because you changed the personal knowledge and I ain't changed it.
Thank you for that.
I would have never said yes to that. When I got to the last paperwork, I thought we had an understanding of what the emails my lawyer sent you.
So do you now remember getting multiple versions of states 444Y that was changed at your request?
Not all of it.
Okay.
But all these are capable lawyers. As is your lawyer, so
Yeah, but she,
I'll just call the balls and strikes.
you silly.
All right.
I swear you is.
Just one moment, Your Honor.
She's silly.
I think she's almost done.
Yeah, I hope so. Before I go back left. Cause I don't mind going left.
What do you mean? Go back left.
Arguing back and forth with you.
Okay.
You just being petty now.
All right. You felt differently on December 28th, 2022. So, do you remember asking the state to change more than one thing on the factual
A
acknowledgement?
lot of things.
Do you remember the state making changes at your request?
I don't really know because I seen something different today that it wasn't what I thought it was the day I agreed.
Do you remember last week testifying that you hadn't seen any other document besides the one you signed?
I just seen them today.
Okay.
I didn't see it. My lawyer was just coming, asking me, and I guess he thought the questions was gonna be changed, and I don't know. I don't think they was changed.
Okay. Well, we'll get to that. Since you won't remember, that's fine. Where you halted the proceedings. Well, what wasn't seen? Did you ever halt the proceedings on December 28, 2022 to ask to speak to your attorney?
I don't even know the word you just used.
Did you ever stop and say, Judge, can I talk to my lawyer like you have today and last week?
Like I told you earlier, I ain't sitting over there. I'm sitting up here supposed to be telling my truth. And it's like you're not accepting my truth. I wasn't sitting over there in County Blues. I was sitting over there in County Blues. I'm in the free world. So it's like I couldn't stop and say that over there.
Why couldn't you?
Because I don't understand that. But once I got up there, I thought I could. Because you told me that. You said, anything you don't understand, you didn't tell me that December 28th, right?
Did your lawyer?
No. My lawyer didn't tell me to stop neither.
So
We thought-
sitting next to your lawyer, did you
My
ask
lawyer
him
didn't-
questions? Not
I
talking
already-
about what they were, but did you ask him questions at the table?
Once
I would ask the witness to be allowed to answer the questions.
Judge, I'm not asking him what was said. I'm asking him,
It's the province of the what? Oh, no, that doesn't. Overruled.
sitting at the table next to the lawyer you had known for 15 years, were you able to ask him questions?
I probably could have, but I didn't.
And in the back, when you were with the lawyer you've known for 15 years, did you ask him questions?
Yeah, I told him
Well, if he wants to share it, it's his to share.
I don't want
Not
to. I don't
say
want to share it.
anything
Okay, I don't want.
specific about what you and your
I don't want to share it.
And I'm not asking you what. I'm
I
asking
don't
you,
want.
did
She
you?
just said I had to share it.
She said you didn't have to share the content. I'm asking
Well, I
you.
don't want to share it. I don't recall. No.
All right. You felt differently on December 28th, 2022.
You would have changed everything I want you to change. I probably wouldn't even be going through it. You probably wouldn't have gave me the deal. If you'd have came and asked me. Oh, no, I'm sick of her, man.
I don't want to make you sick. Okay?
Well, let me
Who
take
are
a
you
break.
talking to right now?
Could I take a break?
Hang on just a second. Are you almost done? Because
I'm wrapping
there are
up.
some people who need a restroom break.
Who we
Yes.
just give them that break,
I
Your
need
Honor, and
one
I'll make
back.
sure that I'm on.
Give them
I'm
that.
wrapping.
Yes, let's take a break right now.
Man, can you say mad, angry, or scorned? Imagine getting scorned like this in front of the jury. Now, clearly, he ain't going with his plea. But here's the big question. Will the DA's office actually revoke his plea? And at what point was it that Montunk actually realized he was just part of the DA's game? But here's where things get even more interesting. With the DA actually losing her cool like this in front of the jury, is this a good look, or is the DA actually exposing the state's tact? Will the jurors actually respond well with the prosecutor's desperate and aggressive tact, especially when it comes to their own witness? So did Montunk actually violate his plea with another heated exchange between the state's witness and the state in front of the jurors? Man, what could this do to this case? Are we actually witnessing a pattern of behavior from the state? Or will Montunk's testimony just be another witness statement that unravels this case? Yeah, so the state definitely has himself in a sticky situation. Let me explain. So with the state actually having the opportunity with Miss Love unraveling in front of the jury, if the DA's office does revoke Montunk's plea, Does she not risk exposing more how the state possibly handles things behind the scenes when it comes to prosecution and convictions? And then on the other side of that, if she doesn't actually revoke the plea, does Montu's plea actually put her in a position to unravel her case? Either way, it's a major blow to the state's case. Will the DA's meltdown in front of the jury actually sway the jury against the prosecution? Or has Ms. Love actually done enough to actually prove her narrative? Man, y'all make sure y'all jump in the comments. Let me know y'all's thoughts. Is Montu headed back? Will the state violate him? Will Ms. Love actually be the one to make an example out of these defendants who violated their pleas? Because keep in mind, he's not the only one. So if these defendants on trial actually beat this trial, keep in mind, the state still has a list of other defendants that took those pleas that definitely violated. Man, until next time, y'all make sure y'all jump in the comments, let me know y'all's thoughts. If you ain't subscribed to the channel, man, subscribe to the channel so you can get that drop. Hit the like button if you ain't hit the like button as well. And tap that notification bell. Till next time, remember, it's your boy Jay, and the life you save might be your very own. Until next time, it's your boy Jay. Gone.